Hello everyone, huge news just came out on Binance and it's not looking very good. So I decided to make this emergency video to discuss exactly what is happening with Binance, with CZ, with the United States, and whether you should be worried about BNB and BUSD and Binance as a whole, or is it all not as bad as the rumors are currently swirling the internet right now. So watch this video from the beginning and until the end and tell me down in the comments if you enjoyed these kinds of emergency updates, and then we're going to also take a look at the price of Bitcoin, which is not really doing that very well. This is BNB coin right here, Binance coin, which actually has fared really well in this bear market so far, but it saw just a little bit of a drawdown today with the current news, and let's just dive right into this. And number one is that this looks quite sketchy, to be honest. Binance's proof of reserves raised red flags, and here is the report. So let me just magnify this for you guys. The report released by the audit firm Mazars did not bring, I guess it's a typo, did not bring investors confidence about the exchange's finances, as it lacks information related to the quality of internal controls and how Binance's system liquidate assets to cover margin loans. So a bit complicated, I understand. Just keep watching and it's gonna make perfect sense. So, and then also, before we talk about it, another red flag raised by the newspaper sources regards the lack of information about Binance's corporate structure. So, the juiciest part is that really, and before we get to the worst part, I guess this is just the beginning, guys and girls. Proof of reserves shows that Binance was 97% collateralized, excluding assets lended to users through loans or margin accounts, indicating that the 1-to-1 ratio of reserves to customer assets was not achieved. So does this really mean that Binance has a huge hole in their balance sheet? And the answer is not really. I mean, it still is probably going to be in billions of dollars, but at the same time, it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it from the standpoint of, these loans actually in the margin accounts being liquid, then this isn't a problem. And if you actually calculate them into the equation, then you will actually gonna get a 101% collateralization. So it's actually over collateralized. So in general, if you just think about it in this way, it's not that big of a deal just as of yet, unless something bigger opens up, and this is what is going to be in the next article. So Binance's next thing here is that Binance's proof of reserve report doesn't address effectiveness of internal financial controls, doesn't express an opinion or assurance conclusion, and doesn't vouch for the numbers. And this guy, he has worked at SEC enforcement for 18 years, and this is how he defines a red flag. So you can make what you wish of this, but we have to give it some credit where the credit is due right now, that if it were that big of a deal, we're seeing a reduction of 2.7%. I mean, if that was such a big a deal, I mean, it would be crashing much lower in my opinion. Now the next thing is, I think, could be much more important actually, that US Justice Department is split over charging Binance as crypto world falters and basically falls apart. And the thing here is quite scary, to be honest, and that is that some DOJ, Department of Justice prosecutors, believe evidence justifies filing charges against executives, including CEO Sao, so CZ. And also, DOJ officials have discussed possible plea deals with Binance attorneys. And also, Binance is under investigation for possible money laundering and criminal sanctions violations. Oh my God. How much worse can all of this stuff really get? But before you start worrying, before you start running, withdrawing BUSD and transferring it back to USDT or USDC, whatever, the thing is, number one that you have to be watching is, as I said, about BNB price. So far, it's holding up really well. So if it really was that big of a deal, then it would have crashed much lower. And if there is going to be a real internal problem with Binance, quite frankly, let's just admit it to ourselves, then we're probably going to see Bitcoin plunge to $5,000 or something, because Binance it's huge. So therefore, all we have to speculate about here is whether this kind of a thing will lead to the destruction and to dissolving of Binance US. So like you remember, we had FTX US and then the regular FTX, worldwide FTX. So, and then the first one that went under was the regular FTX. So in this case, even if Binance is going to lose their license in US, which I don't think they will, because as this is most important part, DOJ officials have discussed possible plea deals with Binance attorneys. So even if there's going to be a problem, they will probably just pay it off and move on, because we are not going to see another failure, especially of Binance US. But even if they fail, then I don't think it's going to affect Binance in a long-term perspective, the whole other Binance, because Binance extends far beyond Binance US. So, and also, when it comes to Binance being under investigation for possible money laundering and criminal sanctions violations, and before we talk about the price action of Bitcoin, which is also important for us right now, we have to understand, is it possible? And I mean, tell me in the comments right now, do you want Mr. Spot On to tell you the truth? Because quite honestly, me being an influencer, and I talk to some people who have some interesting information on different intricacies of different events, etc. in the space, and they have told me about quite a few things that most people don't know about. And quite frankly, let me just put it this way, and if you have two brain cells, you will actually understand what I'm saying. So any bank out there, any exchange, including Vatican Bank, is actually practicing things that are right here. These two words, I don't even want to say it. So these two things are actually being practiced even by things like a Vatican Bank. And I mean, if you don't believe this, if you don't know this, then you're living in some wonder world, because this thing right here, actually, for major banks, this is a separate business. So they're not actually, most banks don't even make money by holding the pension of some old lady. They're making money from this right here, and it's normal. It's actually, it's not normal theoretically, but it's normal. It's just everybody does it. And I'm pretty sure that, quite frankly, I don't have any confirmation of this. I wasn't standing there with a candle looking at CZ doing any of it, but I'm pretty sure that a predominant majority of crypto exchanges are going to be guilty of such sin, just like any other fucking bank in the world, really, fiat bank. So therefore, is that big of a deal? I think they're just going to settle, even if something is going to leak. And as somebody told me that this could be the revenge of SBF, because they all know about each other, all these things. So he might be leaking something or whatever. So that could become a problem. That's why subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to keep you guys updated. And so far, when it comes to the Bitcoin price, we're seeing quite a big weakness. And if you're interested in a short trade with a target of about $15,500 right here, the one that I told you about previously, then this could be an interesting opportunity, because we just broke this support. The only thing is that honestly, we broke it with not as much volume, so it could just continue juggling along, and maybe even so it could go in circles before the CPI release, and in just a couple of days, remember about this stuff. Then 14th FOMC meeting, then the 15th about the XRP, the video. I'm gonna link this video right here about XRP, rumors of XRP, closing and settling with SEC. So many days coming, so maybe we'll just jug along and see no volatility, and the volume is kind of telling us this. So if you want to short it, just short it with very small risk, that your stop loss will be somewhere here. So if it goes higher, you're gonna be just stopped out with a micro loss, and your target could be somewhere around you can spread it out like this all the way up to 15,700, just because of technicals, because we saw this squeezing and now it's actually breaking down lower. So that's the only thing that you can take right here. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. Also join my free Discord channel. There's a link down in the description of this video, as well as in the pinned comment, and also there is a link to BitGet, and you can claim all of these insane bonuses. That is probably the best and most trustworthy exchange right now in the world with everything that is happening, including Binance, unfortunately. Then go to BitGet. I trust them, and they are actually over collateralized and have actually showed all proof of reserves and actual full transparency, and they're over collateralized. So join them right now. Check out this tutorial of how to trade properly on BitGet in a smart way. And as always, stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.